Hey Richard, third night is up and you should be getting the hang of this now, I guess. Everything's good, right? You'd tell me if something was up. I have to inform you about some upgrades we've installed today. As you know, this factory was built on an old piece of land, yeah? There were remains of underground tunnels that Wario turned into this factory's current cellar. At some point, though, the tunnels down there become unstable, and the deeper areas down there seem to be way too unsafe to enter. So, you know, who knows how far these tunnels actually go, and who knows what they were originally used for. Anyway, I'm telling you this because, well, first of all, don't go down there, yeah? But secondly, we kinda heard noises coming from down there today. Footsteps, as some people here claimed, as well as singing. Sounds quite absurd to me, but, you know, take it as you want. We feared someone may have been trying to break in from below, even though that should be impossible, of course. Or it could be animals down there, bats, we don't know for sure, but there were sounds coming from down there, most definitely. So just for safety, of course, we've put up some more cameras down there as well. You should easily be able to access them on your camera pad, just like the other cameras, so you can keep an eye out on stuff. Yeah, the light situation down there, it's not good. So why have cameras at all down there if you can't see anything, right? Well, there is an emergency solution for now. Using your camera pad, you can flash some lights we've installed down there, just in case you hear someone walking down there. I mean, the cameras have microphones built into them, so you should be able to hear sounds they pick up through your pad, yeah? So, now and then, just take a peek at those underground cameras and listen if their microphones pick up anything of interest. Listen for a few moments though before you brush it off as nothing. For all we know, if there should be something down there, it can take a few seconds before anything moves at all. In addition to that, because the cameras are so far underground, there might be some audio delay from the cameras and to the pad you're holding. So based on what we heard today, and what some people heard, just to be sure, listen for a few seconds. Listen if you can hear anything that resembles walking, footsteps, singing, anything like that. And if you don't hear anything for 2, 3, 4 seconds, I'm sure it's good to go. And give the lamps down there a big flash if you hear something, okay? We don't really want anyone breaking in, so be careful though. We are on a tight budget as well, so electricity at night is still limited. So here's the deal. Flashing those lamps down there, it drains quite a lot of power if there's no movement detection in that room. So therefore, please use those flashes sparingly. Only use them if you hear something in that room, okay? We don't really want you to suddenly sit there in the darkness for half a night with no power left. Okay. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah. I'll update you tomorrow if anything else is to be reported, yeah? Good night. Good evening, Richard. I hope you're well rested and ready for another night shift, yeah? I talked to a co-worker again today about your situation as the night guard and everything, and, you know, she insisted that you had the right to know more about this place, and of course you do. So, you know, after the three establishments, the cafe, the microgame company, and this factory, the owners and the workers disappeared in 2007, as I mentioned, but it has been rumored that a thief may have been responsible for the disappearance. It is said he was breaking into the factory to steal the secret recipe, you know, that I mentioned to you. Based on witnesses and the fact that Wario's mascot costume is still missing. It was a costume of himself, pretty much, a big costume, pretty much, that he used for mascot purposes, commercials and stuff. And we still haven't found it yet, even 7 years later now. Based on that, it is believed that this hypothetical thief used this very costume, because it is said that the thief, he took the lives of the 5 in the process. Actual murders, you know? But as I mentioned, no bodies has ever been found. We do not know for sure if the thief killed them or if something else happened, because the thief himself also disappeared, never to be seen again. 6 missing people, Richard. It's all a mystery. The thief is speculated to have been a man named Bruno Gates, to be exact. The only evidence we have for that is his wife, Dolores Gates, I think her name was. She reported her husband missing around the time of this incident, so, you know, you can make the connection that maybe it was the same guy? Of course, these are only rumors, yeah, but if we're being honest, that's why the door mechanic was installed in our office in the first place. We don't want anything like that to happen ever again. I hope this won't scare you away, yeah? So we did some digging today, in fact, quite literally, actually. There are vents of this cellar that are unsafe, and they are blocked off, presumably by Wario himself when he was alive. But we found remains of Wario, Waluigi, and the 3 known factory employees. Diaries, lunchboxes, toolkits, and the like. As for the employees that went missing, being 2 brothers named Mario and Luigi, and a woman named Peach, we haven't found that much of interest yet. However, we tried reading through some of the diaries from the 2 owners, or at least what's left of them. The diaries are all torn up and dusty, and much of the ink can't even be read anymore. But we did manage to make out some of Wario's latest entries in his diary, where he basically talks about how he's very happy with the status of the factory, I can see. Yeah. And according to a line here, it is much thanks to the insane profits they made from WarioWare, as he writes, which allowed them to invest much more money in this factory. Waluigi's diary was interesting for me personally. It seems like the 2 of us have had a similar experience. A certain type of dream, to be exact. You can understand my surprise, I'm sure. This factory is quite strange, don't you think? Or is that just me? Like a subtle wind that doesn't feel familiar is blowing through these corridors. I wonder if your father too felt the same when he chose to fund this reopening. Or if it's all just in my head. It's late now. I'm rambling again, sorry. Forgive me, Richard. Tell me if you have any questions, yeah? Have a good night.